Hi, my name is Valerie Haynes, and today what I'm going to make for you is what my stepdaughter loves to call the super delicious griller. I love grilled sandwiches, grilled cheese, anything that you put a little butter on and crisp it up in a saute pan is all right with me, okay? Now, what I love to do, though, is I love to layer up different flavors that people aren't used to having inside their sandwiches. But you want to have some of those ingredients that you're used to, that you're accustomed to, that even the kids will like, okay? Like turkey breast. So today I'm going to make for you this super delicious griller, and we're going to start with some white bread. I've just got 2 plain old slices of white bread, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down a little piece of saran wrap, and the reason is because we're going to crust this bread. We're going to put a lovely Parmesan crusting on there, so when it browns in the saute pan and you get to bite into it, it's going to give you a nice crisp texture in your mouth, okay? But we don't want it to stick. So, first thing we need to do is put on about 1 teaspoon of margarine or butter, whatever you prefer. And we're just going to spread this directly onto the bread, and you want to cover it. You don't need that much because you've got the Parmesan cheese, and that's going to do a lot of the melting for you, but you're just using this butter or margarine as a way to get that Parmesan cheese onto the bread and make it stick. Now we need 1 teaspoon of Parmesan cheese, and then you just want to sprinkle that right over the top. Now the most important part is to just make sure it's all covering, okay? Just use your little finger and push it around, cover up all that margarine, and then just give it a nice light tap, okay? Then we're going to flip it over. Okay, so now, layers of flavor. This is the most important thing when you're making something that you can't live without, like this sandwich. The first thing I start with all of my grilled sandwiches is some sort of Philadelphia cream cheese. I love it on my grilled sandwiches. This is the 1/3 fat garden vegetable, but the chive and onion would be absolutely perfect on the sandwich as well. And we're just going to put on about 1.5 tablespoons, okay? And we want to have a nice layer, and the reason we want this directly on the bread is so when this gets warm, it's going to get nice and gooey, and it's going to just fill up your mouth with this creamy texture. Okay, so we're going to spread this all around nice and even. Okay. And then we've got 3 ounces of turkey breast. Now you want to kind of fluff this when you put it on there, okay? And then that way, you don't have to worry about having a sandwich that looks too flat. You want to have a nice big sandwich, okay? So we're just going to put this all around, and we're just kind of folding it haphazardly, just trying to make sure that we've got a nice profile on our sandwich when we eat it, okay? I know, it looks like a lot of turkey, but 3 ounces is the perfect amount on this. You don't want to be skimpy with your meat. Okay, so now, the other key to this sandwich is just making sure that we get everything layered, because we don't want it all slipping around when we bite into it, okay? So now what I need to put on here are some banana peppers. The vinegar in these are going to set off in your mouth. We're putting them right in the middle of the sandwich between the meat that's nice and fluffy, and that way it has little pockets that it gets to sink into. Okay, that way the sandwich doesn't move around on you. So we've got some banana peppers, some raw red onion. Now if you find when you slice into your red onion that it's too strong, all you have to do is soak it in a little bit of ice water for a few minutes, and some of those extra pungent odors that you're going to get are going to come soak right out of that onion. So it'll make it a little bit softer in your mouth. Okay, and now, fresh sliced tomato. I love fresh sliced tomato in all of my sandwiches that I put on the grill. Alright, the last thing we're going to do is you're going to put on some of your most favorite cheese. One of my most favorite cheeses is going to be Munster, and we're just going to lay that right across. And then we're going to take the other half of our bread. I know, that was really easy, wasn't it? We just need about 1 teaspoon. This is either Dijon, let me use my smaller knife. I like a whole grain mustard or a Dijon whole grain personally, but any kind of mustard you prefer. If you like regular old hot dog mustard, then you go right ahead and put it on the sandwich. The mustard is just another way that we're just taking our time and just layering all of these flavors together. So mustard side down, right on top of your cheese, and then we're going to butter and Parmesan the other side. Again, just a teaspoon. You probably won't even need that much. And we're going to barely coat the bread. And then sprinkle on 1 more teaspoon of Parmesan cheese. Alright, move that cheese around, press it in a little bit, make sure that every last edge is covered. Alright, so now we're ready to put this in a pan. Now you want to cook this slow and low, okay? You don't want to cook it too hot because your Parmesan cheese is going to burn. And you want to give this sandwich enough time so that it gets heated all the way through and the cream cheese heats up and the Munster cheese melts down over on all of our toppings. Super delicious. So when it's all done, it comes out of your pan. Look at this. How could you not want to eat this, right? I'm going to slice into this. And we've got all of these great layers in here. We've got our cream cheese, our turkey. Look at that. The Munster has melted down over everything. This is the best thing you're going to put in your mouth.